And hello, everybody. We are back with episode 6 of Poor Decisions Live with the Alconauts. I'm Ray.
And I'm Paul.
We are so excited to have you all back with us again this week.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Wow, it just seems like yesterday we're just doing this.
Yeah, it does actually feel like it was just yesterday, doesn't it? That's crazy.
It sure does. It sure does. And, just to start off the top of the show here, we want you guys to make sure that you take advantage of our shirt of the month. And
it is coming.
That music
is coming.
A little
it's
loud.
Coming. Here it is.
There it is. The shirt of the month. Check it out. Go down to thealconauts.com, and you can definitely see the shirt of the month and a bunch of all other pieces of merch you can pick up. And hey, if you find that music a little loud, let Ray know.
I'm not sure what happened there. There we go.
Yeah. Anywho, well, welcome back, everybody, and the big thing is next week, April 8th, is the eclipse. And if you're in a certain part of that path of totality, you're going to see some amazing things happen, which is total darkness, the animals going wild, and a couple of beers coming out. And then the question is, are you buying an eclipse beer for the total eclipse coming out on April the 8th?
You know what, Paul? It's funny. I have not seen any beers celebrating the eclipse. So I have no idea what could possibly be out there.
Well, let's take a look. I think we got a website that we've got here. So some total eclipse things going on. I would have figured if you're gonna do a total eclipse, the majority of them would be like this vanilla blackout stout. Right? I would figure most of them would be stouts because eclipse dark beers, stouts, porters, black lagers. But I was actually quite surprised to see that there's some variety in this. And I'm going to scroll down here. What we got? This one's
a hazy IPA.
Yep, and this one's out of Ohio. Excuse me.
It's an eclipse, Paul. Look, it's an eclipse.
It's a total eclipse.
With a hazy IPA.
Yep. What else we got here? We've got a what's this one here? Coffee infused golden ale, and that's a weird one, like a coffee infused. If you're not gonna have the color in it, would it have the color if it's a coffee infused? But it can't be golden, would it?
Yeah, that's strange.
It is a strange one. I wouldn't mind trying that one out. And these guys are out of Indianapolis.
Sun King Brewing.
Sun King Brewery. Out of Indianapolis, Indiana. I've never tried a coffee infused golden ale, so that'd be really interesting to try out. What else we got on this thing here? Rochester, New York. Roarback Brewing Company. They have a black lager, which is something I would expect.
Yep.
A black lager. And then I think that's also from Rochester, New York. We've got limited release collaboration. I can't tell what that is though.
I don't know what kind of beer that is.
Let me scroll back up here. I scrolled too fast. It's 5.5%. I'm gonna say it's a lager of some sorts or a light lager. It's saying on the lighter side.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So that's like I said, I was expecting more of the stouts, the black lagers, the porters to be a prevalent, beer style for the eclipse. But realistically, there's quite a variety out there, and it's neat to be able to take part in this. I know from where we're from, Ray and I, we're totally in the path, like almost right in the center of this path of totality for this eclipse.
The region that we live in, they're expecting what, like 1 million visitors potentially.
Yeah,
so.
they've actually called in. They've actually marked everything off for a state of emergency, and
Yep.
they're requesting help from the government. But it's quite interesting. Like I'm pretty sure when I was a kid, we had the path of totality, and we got to see the eclipse. And I remember making the little eclipse boxes for like the sun would shine through with like a pinhole, and you'd see like the eclipse going on in this little box. And I don't know if you kids do that these days. I'm pretty sure there's no kids watching, so well, I hope you're not.
Yeah,
But
I'm not sure. I'm not sure who's watching. I know we got Soph watching again this week. She piped right in there in the comments, and I see we got a couple of lurkers out there as well that have not jumped into the comments, but that's okay. We don't mind.
yeah, let us know where you're from, and we'll let you know if you're in that path of totality. And that's supposed to be a really interesting day. Like I said, you're gonna see absolute total darkness, which if we go back like 500 years ago, that was an act of God, right?
Yep.
It just scared the bejeebus out of everybody, and absolute fear mongering kind of tactic. So if you're from the future and you knew when the path of totality was coming for an eclipse, you could really scare a lot of people.
You could.
Hysteria.
You could.
Hysteria. So
Excuse me. Not sure what this is. Oh, I think this is the fearful look there.
I thought it was the Cookie Monster.
It could be striking fear in all those out there.
Yeah. Like I guess even the Cookie Monster could be afraid. I don't know if the Cookie Monster is an animal or a mammal or some sort of humanoid.
I don't know.
He's pretty furry, so
It's true. It's true.
He's got really weird eyes. And I'll say for a Muppet, I don't know where the cookie goes. I really just don't know where the cookie goes.
All over the floor. Have you ever seen him eat?
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure he swallows it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But yeah, so I'm really excited for Monday. I'm excited to see what happens. Excited to see how our first responders and our police services and everybody handles this mad influx of people if it actually happens. It's interesting. I hope everybody's safe. That's all I can hope for. That everybody stays safe. They come, they see, they go home.
Yeah, I would think that there would be a lot of people who would want to come down to the falls, because it's it's like one of those wonders of the world, and to be able to see an eclipse at the same time. I guess it's a really cool thing to do. But there's other places, in that area, in our path of totality, that you go see the eclipse. I know Toronto kind of lies kind of on the border of that path of totality. So they're saying that you may not get the full effect of the total eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I don't know. I guess we might get an influx. I don't think it's going to be as many people as you say. Although the hotel prices are just insane.
They are.
Like I heard, like prices were averaging about like $1,000 a night.
At some of the Falls View hotels, yes, some of the larger branded hotels, even some of the smaller ones that would usually go in the $150 to $200 a night range, or they're going for $500 and $600. So
yeah,
it's a once in a lifetime for us. We won't see this. I think it's the next 141 years or something before this will happen again in our area.
Oh, in our area, yes.
Yeah, for the being able to see the totality. But yeah, when we were kids, I remember for sure we had the eclipse, and they pulled all the blinds and kept us inside. And it wasn't a total eclipse in our area. It was a partial, but
yeah, honestly, it was a big deal back then. But nonetheless, if you're coming down, hey, say hi. First off, second off, buy us a beer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, I don't think I actually leave the house, to be honest with you. But
Yeah.
if there's that much traffic, I'm probably going to stay in and
Yeah.
just
I'm going to
weather
work.
it
I'm
out.
gonna walk to work that day.
Oh,
It's
good
a
idea.
yeah, it's a 4 minute drive if I get stuck behind a school bus in the morning. But yeah, I don't want to. I don't have to worry about that. So I will walk. Oh, we got Dave's TV in the house. Cheers, Dave.
Hey, Dave, how you doing, buddy?
Right on. Right on. Um, but yeah, so um, that is very, very interesting. We should maybe pop into our first, beer related topic of the evening.
We could definitely do that. But before we do that, I do believe we should announce who won our prize for trivia last week.
Yes. Now, it was a first time watcher of our live and somebody who just recently subscribed to our channel. It was Alex. Alex, I believe, lives relatively close to us. He will not be watching this evening because I understand he is at his girlfriend's birthday party. So,
Wow, you get the lowdown on everybody, eh?
oh yeah, oh yeah. I know how to use the Google, man.
You are not hiding anything from Ray.
Nope.
You
I
should
should have
work
been
for
a
the
private eye.
CIA.
Yeah, 100%.
A private dick.
Mm-hmm. No, we've got to be politically correct. Private Richard.
Private Richard. That sounds like
Yep.
oh well, yeah, whatever. So, congratulations, Alex.
Yep.
We'll be sending out that amazing Alconauts vinyl sticker. And if you guys stick around for trivia tonight, we will be doing another trivia session. And I guess I think we've got another sticker to give away. Is that the case, Ray?
Yeah, we've got one more left. We'll have to get some more made up, but we have one more in the pile right now. So,
And I see Dave's TV is saying, I still need a sticker for the man cave beer fridge. Well, Dave, this could be your lucky day. But moving along onto our next subject, non-alcoholic beer. Just why? 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 I gotta tell you, I know why I like drinking beer. Ray, do you?
do I know why you like drinking beer?
No, do you know why you like drinking beer?
There are many reasons I like drinking beer.
Absolutely, and it really comes down to why would someone want to drink a non-alcoholic beer? And realistically, it is an increasing trend as of late. People ordering non-alcoholic beers, and re- and I'm gonna go through some facts with you guys. And I cheated today. I used a little bit of the AI, and I asked it a couple of questions and trying to find out why people would drink non-alcoholic beer. So, Ray, let's start off with our first point. What do you got there?
Well, active lifestyle. Active lifestyle is the reason why a lot of people are choosing to go with the non-alcoholic beers, emphasizing health, nutrition, and regular exercise. Alcohol doesn't maybe align with their well-being goals, and so as a result, non-alcoholic beer allows them just the opportunity to have the taste and the experience of some of the new craft beer trends, and they don't get drunk.
And I'm gonna caveat that with I do have a friend who went from drinking beer to drinking non-alcoholic beer because they're feeling a little pudgy in the gut, and they figured that they could lose a little weight drinking non-alcoholic beer. Um, Realistically, they didn't lose any weight. The carb level on some of these non-alcoholic beers, I've compared a couple of them, and it seems like the carb level is either the same or slightly higher. And
Yep.
realistically, the reason why you're gaining weight is because of the sugars from the malts and the barleys that you're getting in your brew. That's not the alcohol. Alcohol, there's no calories in alcohol. Like, there's 0 calories in alcohol. But you will get calories out of the sugars that come out of the malt. You'll get the sugars that come out of, out of the corn. So certain grains will still contribute to caloric intake. So active lifestyle, I kind of get it. I've heard stories where like having a beer after a workout isn't bad for you. Having 5 beers after a workout, not so good. But active lifestyles, I don't buy that going to non-alcoholic is going to help you lose weight, right? What's the next thing that AI said would
Well,
be
apparently, craft beer enthusiasts appreciate the entire beer experience, the taste, the atmosphere, and the social aspects. Non-alcoholic craft brews significantly improved in taste recently, allowing enthusiasts to savor the flavors without the alcohol.
um what are your thoughts on that, Ray?
Uh, I'm I like the idea of non-alcoholic beer because I like beer for the flavors of beer. Don't necessarily need the intoxicating effects of it. Um, you are definitely more fun when I've had a few beers, but um, uh, but yeah, no, it's I just really haven't found any non-alcoholic beers that I find taste like beer.
I almost find non-alcoholic beers counterintuitive to the taste of what you would expect. So if you're a beer, I would say if you're a beer enthusiast, you're probably not going to want to have a non-alcoholic beer because I don't think the flavoring's right there. If
Yep,
the flavoring was comparable, if I could find, and we're still looking. I know Ray hates non-alcoholic beers, so it's something we haven't really explored that much.
yeah.
Um,
I've recently tried the Heineken Double Zero, and I did notice that it tastes way better out of the bottle than it does out of the can.
okay,
It's almost it's a decent substitute. But if I'm gonna pay like $13 or whatever it is for 12 of those, I'll pay $5 and buy a 12 can case of sparkling water.
yeah, or have a coffee. I'd rather have a coffee than anything. If you're not going to be like imbibing, right? Dave TV says I call BS on that, and he's saying just me. But you know, I think that was to the lifestyle portion of it. But realistically, I don't think anyone who's into craft beers is going to go into non-alcoholic beers. I just don't find non-alcoholic beers to taste the same as their alcoholic counterparts. So
100%.
I don't think that's a good sell for me on that. What's our next point in regards to that?
Well, um, the AI has pulled some data off the interwebs, I'm imagining, but apparently 30.5% of adults have decided to abstain from alcohol completely. Now, whether that's lifestyle, whether that's a religious choice, whether it's just um, some folks decide not to because there's a history of alcoholism in their family, or
It's a little
there are
dark.
just people. There are people who just can't have one beer. One beer leads to 12 beers and staggering home 72 hours later and wondering what the heck happened.
Are you pointing fingers at me?
Nope.
Yes, you are. um,
But no, and I mean, it's a way for non-drinkers to maybe have a beverage, whereas it's got the look, it's got the feel, it's got the inclusivity feel of having a drink, and you're not going to get that. Oh, what's that? What, you don't drink anymore? What do you mean you don't want a beer? It takes some of
honestly,
that pressure off, because I know
yeah,
it
you
can be
know,
harsh when you decide to stop drinking, and especially if you surround yourselves with folks who really enjoy drinking.
I get that, and honestly, if it were me, just based on the market of non-alcoholic beers, and it really just comes down to they just suck. I'd rather do a mocktail versus a non-alcoholic beer.
Yep.
I think that'd be way better. Obviously, you can bring your own stuff and you can put it all together for yourself. Stick it in one of those Stanley like little thermos containers and
Yep.
just sip out of that all night. Realistically, I'd rather do that than drink a non-alcoholic beer. Like, I think we did an episode where we did non-alcoholic beers. I was the mystery beer episode.
Yep. Yeah, you did that. You put that in. It was with Jackie.
Yes, and you
And
guys
we had
thought
to
it
guess
was
what
total
kind of beer
shit.
it was. Yeah, we both knew it wasn't a very high quality beer, and I find most non-alcoholic beers just have some sort of a flavor.
Yeah, I don't know what they can do to fix the flavoring, but you would think they would try, right?
Mhm.
Like you don't have to you're I assume making non-alcoholic beer isn't as complex as making a beer, and I don't know. Maybe they do go through a brew house. But I can only assume if you're doing that, there's a certain amount of alcohol you're creating. I don't know how you counter that alcohol level, but that's just me. Um,
Yep, agreed.
no, I'm not a big fan of the non-alcoholic beers that are on the market. And if you're a maker of non-alcoholic beers and you think your stuff is good, we'll try it. But I just gotta let you know, we like beer.
It's true. We kind of built a YouTube channel around it.
Oh, is that what we're doing every week?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were doing
And
other things.
and on that bombshell, if you haven't checked out our website where there's lots of beer education and lots of information available, you should do that. You can find it here.
Oh,
So,
fancy
we
you.
asked
Look
for
at that.
a wee little bit of support. Supporting the beer evolution. We've got a setup so that if you want to buy us some beers, you can buy us some beers. You can find our shirt of the month just by clicking over here. You can find all of our recent articles. You can find our latest beer reviews. And if you're so inclined, you can buy merch. Just click the little button. It'll take you right on over to the merch store. So make sure you follow us on all social medias as well.
Now, I bite horse, no dog is like, what? Why didn't you tell me? Like, I think we do this every week. I don't know if he's talking about the website or not, but yep.
I got a feeling he's probably talking about our YouTube channel and our beer
Oh,
reviews.
Jeebus. Well, go see our website anyways.
Yeah, make sure you check it out. It's real easy to get to. It's thealconauts.com. Throw that into your favorite search engine and it'll get you there.
It'll get you there. Ray, what time is it?
Oh, apparently Bytor didn't know about the website.
Oh,
So,
in that case, now you know. And knowing is half the battle.
Yes. And Paul, on that bombshell, you just asked what time it was. Well, guess what?
Oh.
It is trivia time.
It's trivia time. We should have a song like this. Trivia time. It's trivia time. It is time for trivia time.
You know what I found that was kind of cool was this. Got a little pressure.
A little what? Oh. I like that ish. And it almost sounds like a horror movie kind of thing.
I like it.
Okay. Well, if you like it so much, why don't you tell everybody what our first question is?
Alrighty. First question coming at you. What is the best-selling beer brand in the world?
Best-selling beer brand in the world. Come on, guys. Show us some answers here. Give me your best guess. Best-selling beer brand in the world. It would be surprising, so be prepared for that.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if anybody knew the answer to this one. I think this is probably a high point scoring question.
What do you think, Ray?
I'm thinking it's worth about 1/3 of a point.
1/3 of a point? Okay, so 0.33333 points. Okay.
We've got a guess, Paul.
Oh, look at that. Snow beer from China.
And the answer is Dave, come on. Put your phone down. No Googling. Yeah, so Snow or Snowflake beer is a brand of lager produced in China. They pump out 10 gigaliters. Is that similar to a gigawatt? Kind of like the DeLorean from Back to the Future?
Kind of. It's about 10 billion liters. 10 billion
That's
liters of beer.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a ton of beer. And that's more than what Budweiser produces in a year. They do 5.18 billion liters. So that's double.
That is a lot of beer. And it's funny because like I've never seen Snow or Snowflake beer.
No, I would love to. We should try and get it, Paul. I'm not sure how we could, but
It would require us going to China, Ray.
or
And
getting,
I'm going to be arrested because they're going to think I'm a Chinese dissident.
or can we find a friend in China that can ship us some? I know it's not really legal, but
Do you have friends in China?
no, I thought you would. You're Asian, aren't you?
Well, I know Ping and Pong.
Yeah.
Speaking of Pong, what is our next question, Ray?
Question. Good segue, Paul. The drinking game beer pong is also sometimes known by the name of what national capital city?
What national capital city? Honestly, until today, I didn't even know beer pong went by a different name.
Yeah, neither did I.
Who could it be? What
Who could
is
it
this
be now?
what national capital city? Because Washington seems like a really weird name.
Yeah, it could be holy. Here's a guess.
Well,
Look at that.
Sophie Anderson, you have got that correct. Bytor, close second. It is the Beirut. And the reason why, I don't know if anyone knows, is believed that U.S. soldiers back in the 60s who were stationed in Beirut, Lebanon, created a game. And that this is just, I'm going to say it's urban legend, but I'm going to say it's pretty close to, because no one's ever disconfirmed or confirmed this fact. But realistically, it was a way to pass time while they were stationed there. And upon returning to the U.S., they called it Beirut because that's where they were stationed. And that is now the game we call beer pong. So a little knowledge out there for you folks.
Alrighty. How many points on that one, Paul?
Let's give that 500 points.
Alrighty.
500.
Alrighty, 500 points. That's a good point total.
Indeed.
And carrying on. What type of Canadian beer is made by freezing, then removing some of the frozen crystals?
Canadian beer. This is going to be a pretty easy one. Honestly, I'm going to say, if anyone guesses this, it's going to be about, let's say 7,000 points.
7,000.
7,000. I believe it's a pretty simple one to answer. Canadian beer, freezing, removing some of the frozen crystals. It should be pretty answerable. Who's got answers out there? Somebody.
Sophie's not answering anymore because she cheated.
She's a chiator, as they would say in China.
Chiator.
Yes.
I thought maybe Bytor would get this one for sure.
Almost. Now we're just looking for a type of Canadian beer. Type of Canadian
beer, not a beer manufacturer.
Not a manufacturer.
Alrighty.
Hey, Rod J. Beer is out there.
Hey, what's happening, Rod? Good to see you, buddy.
All right.
Anyways,
what is the answer there?
Ice beer. Since ethanol has a much lower freezing point than water, when the ice is removed, the alcohol concentration of the beer increases. This technique is known as fractional freezing. Well,
yeah.
Dave guessed SC beer. I've never heard of SC beer. I do not know what that is.
SC beer. I've never heard of that either. Okay.
Cool. Alrighty.
All right.
Carrying
what we
on.
got next there?
First introduced in 1964, What beer was just recently discontinued for distribution in Canada? You might just call it OE 800.
Oh, the Americans gotta know these. The Americans gotta know these. Come on.
So, the godfather of brew tubing has questioned our facts here. So, ice beer is Canadian. They do that here as well. I think the Americans stole it from Canada.
Well,
Or I say borrowed it.
Yeah, well, the Canadians started it, and it really started an ice beer war back in the 90s. So they kind of, I know the Americans kind of jumped into it, but realistically, it really started in the 90s. It really came out of Canada. And why wouldn't it? Oh,
there it is.
J beer, and I knew that was an easy one. I'm gonna say that's gonna be a 10,000 point question. But yeah, Old English 800 malt liquor brewed by Miller Brewing Company. Comes in at like 8% ABV, and it came available in either a 42-ounce plastic bottle or a 40-ounce glass bottle. That's a huge. That's huge.
I've never tried it, and we were talking about it one time on. I think we talked about that on one of our episodes. And
yes,
I went to go get some and got to the LCBO, and they're like, "Oh yeah, sorry, no, that's discontinued. We can't get it anymore." So
yeah.
But so yeah, Sophie remembers learning about the ice beer war in school, and yeah, so many good soldiers were lost in that war. And I guess Dave's with Rod. I guess we're gonna have to agree to disagree, boys. Rod didn't answer ice because it said Canadian. LOL. Alrighty. Carrying on. Next question.
Okay, what do we got?
What beer brand does the most interesting man in the world represent?
I'm pretty sure this is an easy one too, right? What's the points for this one?
Oh, it's easy but not easy. So I'm going to say 142,000.
142,000. That's a fair amount.
I knew Rod. I knew you would jump in and check this out, Rod. You are the facts man.
Ironically, I do fact check sometimes.
Absolutely. But no, it's see, we try to be educational on this show on our lives. That's why we do this whole trivia thing. And it looks like Dave jumped in, and Dave jumped in first, and then Vitor jumped in. So,
okay.
And the answer is, Dos Equis, which was first produced in 1897 in Mexico.
I didn't even know it was produced in Mexico.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that. I'm not sure why, but I would have thought it was.
What?
Yeah.
What would you have thought it was?
I would have thought it was something from the U.S. that they just branded in sort of a Mexican
just to make it
way.
fancy.
Yeah, 100%.
I wouldn't put it past the Americans.
Yes. And Did Equis is the brand?
Oh, it sure is. It sure is. Let's move on to our next question.
And away we go.
What is it?
Alrighty. So, despite its name, Victoria Bitter is actually a lager brewed in which country?
And I'm gonna say this one's a little bit more difficult. I'm gonna say point wise. Let's go with 25. 25 points. This one's worth 25 points. What country is Victoria Bitter produced in?
Oh, we got a guess from Dave.
ACV saying England. England. I'm gonna say that is incorrect.
I need a buzzer.
Yeah, we should have something like that, eh?
I've got to get a soundboard. Rod and I were talking about soundboards and outboard gear a little while ago for doing this stuff. Vitor. jumps in with
He
the
did.
correct answer.
That is a correct answer. Victoria Bitter from Australia, one of Australia's best-selling beers, and has been since 1854.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's a long tenure.
I honestly I didn't even know Australia was around that long.
Yeah. Alrighty. Next, what beer company claims their name is Australian for beer?
Hey, Vanessa Kitty. Honestly, Vanessa Kitty, you're like our number one like person here. Also, did you get your sticker?
Nope. I knew Rod J would get this one.
Oh, there we go. Couple of answers there.
Yep. Everybody was all.
Yeah, that was an easy one. You know what? That one's worth 3,000 points.
Now, don't forget, everybody. You got to be adding up your scores as we go along, because whoever has the highest score gets the sticker. Vanessa's got the sticker on her workbench. Perfect.
Ah, love it.
I'm glad it made it there. If you've actually affixed it to the workbench, would you mind sending us a photo? I think you've got our Gmail address there. I'd love to see a photo of where it's sitting. I think we're going to put together some sort of a collage as people are doing this stuff. So just use it maybe for some of our backgrounds and stuff. That'd be great.
Yeah, we want to know where you guys are sticking our stickers. Let's try to be a PG about it.
Alrighty. Here we are coming on to our final question for this week's trivia. So here we go.
Now I'm gonna say this one's gonna be a little bit more difficult. So I'm gonna assign a point amount of 2 million points. 2 million points.
Yeah, Sati, a style of farmhouse ale filtered through juniper twigs in a tun called a Kurna, is a traditional beer from what Nordic country? That could be Kuerna, too. I'm not really sure on the pronunciation.
Kurna. I'm gonna say that's how to say it.
Dave has guessed Iceland. Rod came up with a Norway guess.
Okay,
Vitor and Vanessa have come up with a guess as well. Well, the
who's
answer
right,
is
Ray? Who's right?
Finland. Sophie, you can't answer. So Vitor and Vanessa got that one correct. It's an unfiltered, unpasteurized, and top fermented beer. It often has a cloudy disposition due to its natural state. Its history dates back to 1366. We are talking some old beers and old breweries tonight.
Honestly, the world was built around beer before we were born. It dumbfounds me how this liquid in our glasses has been around for so long.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. That's part of what interested me in beer was the history of it. We don't talk a ton about the history of beer on our show because there are other brew tubers out there that cover history and talk about all that stuff. But maybe we should look into that more. Try and inject a little more of that into the show. And if you'd like to get more of this information when we're doing our reviews, let us know. We're always trying to improve. So
if you guys have some ideas for topics you guys want us to talk about, by all means, let us know. Put it in the comments, as email, whatever.
Yeah, 100%. So what's this? What you saying there? The recipes from 1300s and maybe the yeast cultures? Ooh. Yeah, I wonder if we do have those recipes still.
Honestly, I've heard of Sati before, and I don't think a lot of places do Sati, only because I think it's really dependent on the yeast culture. Because we've done some beers where like the yeast culture is based off of something that is not an actual yeast. It comes off of things that are from previous productions, right?
Right.
So I can only assume it's limited to a few breweries. I don't know if anyone in North America does a sati. If anyone has heard of one or has access to one, let us know. I'd love to know. Uh, oh, Delirium is a very old. Yep, that is absolutely correct. That's what Vanessa Kitty put in there.
Yeah.
But
Again, not familiar with that beverage. I hear lots of talk about it. I think that's like Shane's Holy Grail, right, Vanessa? That's the one that Shane opened his hands on, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, there's a lot of expensive beers. There's a lot of old school beers. Old
Yeah.
school beers. Rajay Beer has had his hands on it. Now I'm jealous.
You know, I'm not surprised for some reason. Um, yeah, not surprised.
Well, thank you guys for participating in our trivia. Do the math, see what your scores were. We don't really care, but throw some numbers in there. We are going to be giving away yet another vinyl sticker. And you guys tell me, do you think next week, next live, we should give away the April shirt of the month? If we get enough comments asking us to give away that particular shirt, we will give it away for next week's live. So let us know if that's something you guys would be interested in. Obviously, shippable to any country and any size. And I think there's a couple of colors you can pick from. So let us know if you would be interested in winning next week the shirt of the month.
Well, we got one yes, so
We got one with yes so far. But anyways, we're gonna progress through our show here. And Ray, let me ask you a question. Would you try a beer popsicle on a hot summer's day?
of course I would. I mean, I've made beer popsicles by mistake. Sometimes they've ended up all over the freezer because I forgot to pull the beer out because I was trying to chill it quickly. But I think you're actually talking about a purposely made
Yes.
beer popsicle.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
So-
I honestly think I would give that a go.
So out of the UK, St. Austell Brewery is introducing a new format for their beers. And it's not necessarily for their beers. They're just trying to find a way to get more beers out faster. And they're putting those beers into a popsicle format. And some of the beers that they're including is their Korev Lager, their Proper Job IPA, and Mina Dew Stout.
Yeah, it's interesting because apparently that you can either eat them frozen or you can let them thaw, and they'll be like an icy cold beer. I wonder how the flavor is preserved as the temperature changes.
Well, what they're saying is that realistically, through their state-of-the-art freezing process, because realistically, it's a deep freeze carbonator that they're using to ensure that you get the feel of the fizz of the beer with each lick.
Mhm.
Like, I don't even know how that's possible. Like, you're gonna lick a popsicle, and you're gonna get the fizz of your beer. If they are spot on with this, and here's the thing, you can either lick it to death on a hot day, or you can literally just, as Burry mentioned, let it melt into your pint glass,
Mhm.
and it would be a cold beer.
Yeah,
Is it possible?
I wish we could get them here. I just somebody in Canada or the US has to start making these things. So
Well, we need to know that it works first, so before anyone tries it.
uh,
But
Bytor makes an interesting point here, Paul. I missed this comment. So an ice beer?
but not quite an ice beer. And here's the thing with an ice beer, what you're doing is you're creating the um, the ice crystals and removing them, thus increasing the ABV of the ice beer. You're creating a popsicle of the beer you just produced through this high-tech carbonating freezer carbonating system. It really sounds like you're taking Han Solo and freezing him to present the Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah.
Right.
So on that whole frozen beer thing, Vanessa said favorite pastime while sitting in the dorm day room was to tell the newbies to set the beers outside the window on the windowsill to chill. Well, apparently at minus 30, those suckers freeze so fast they barely close the window before the magic happens. And yeah, Dave definitely wants a beer popsicle down in Florida.
I would assume.
And Vanessa, being the nice person she is, she would buy them all new beers after the explosions.
Well, here's the thing. Like, honestly, you take a beer popsicle out to the park, no one's going to know you have a beer popsicle.
Yeah, it's true. Vanessa suggests doing liquid nitrogen to make beer ice cream.
Yeah.
You've definitely got one purchaser if you do make it, Vanessa. So buy Torby all over that. Yeah, 2-order ice cream with liquid nitrogen. Yeah, our chef at work does that a lot of times with some of the table stuff that they do, where we'll be doing, trying to woo clients and yeah, chef will do liquid nitrogen desserts right at the table. It's pretty cool. You gotta love that stuff.
Honestly, if you could do a popsicle beer, I can only assume you can do a popsicle steak.
Ooh, popsicle steak.
A popsicle steak. Who would be in for a popsicle steak?
I like the sound of that.
Just all these guys on a hot day just sucking on a popsicle.
Yeah.
Hey, honestly, I don't know if you guys have this in the States or anywhere else in the world. There's this thing called Dickie D. Literally, that's what it's called. Dickie D. Ray, you know what Dickie D is, right?
Oh yeah.
Explain to our audience what Dickie D is.
So it's basically an ice cream truck that's a bicycle with a giant freezer stuck on the front of it. And they would just ride around selling popsicles and ice cream. I haven't seen one in forever.
I hear it around I hear it around my block. You hear the ringing of the bell. But imagine if Dickie D was just beer and steaks.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That would be awesome. We need a beer truck. We do, like driving around the neighborhood, or a beer and taco truck that drives around like the ice cream truck used to, or the knife sharpener guy with the bell going. And you'd see, all the moms and dads running out with their $20 for their beer and their tacos off the beer and taco truck.
I'll see. Like you have like a whole bunch of middle-aged men just chasing our fucking truck. And then we could kidnap them and sell them on the market.
So apparently where Vanessa used to be posted, it was so cold that they would have to build a fire so big that they'd stand like 20 feet away from it. But then they'd hold the beer in one hand toward the fire to keep it thawed enough to drink.
Huh? Okay. Yeah, I get that.
Cold. And hey, Alan. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Hey, Alan.
So if you guys are not doing too much on Saturday early afternoon, we haven't figured out the exact time yet. We got beer mail the other day, and it may have come from Winnipeg, and we may be doing a live unboxing. So this is new to us. We've got the beers in the fridge that are going back to the direction that these ones just came. I did not get out to the post office today to pick up the packaging so I can get that sent, but that'll be in the next day or two. It's just been chaos and craziness around the Anderson household. So we're going to get those moving. I might even see if I can express those and get them there a little quicker, just because I feel bad it's been so long to get them out. But yeah, so oh, what's this, Vanessa? You're trying to buy the equipment to use liquid nitrogen to make ice cream. Of course you will. To go along with the stuff you smoke, to go along with everything you're baking and all those crazy desserts. And yeah, I'd love to see what the homestead looks like, Vanessa, because it's got to be absolutely insanity.
I think Ray and I just need to do a road trip to your place, and you just beat us, and then we'll entertain you and we'll do beer reviews with you.
Yep. Oh, Alan's in for the beer and steak truck. So.
Oh, I'm liking this. A traveling smoker on a trailer holding the keezers. I don't know what a keezer is, but I like it.
Keezer is a freezer that's been converted into a kegerator.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you know, like Richard has in his basement when we were there for doing the homebrew stuff. That's a keezer.
What?
As far as I know, anyways, that's my definition of a keezer. Careful there, Paul. But yeah, it was pretty cool because Ben's got one of those too. So I have to build one now. After I've seen Richard and Ben's, I really want one of those.
Well, we had them on a couple episodes ago, and I'll say the home brewing thing. Beer's getting expensive these days, so I'm kind of thinking I think we gotta do an episode where you and I do some bucket beer.
Yeah, I think
so. If you guys are interested in seeing us do some bucket beer, let us know, and feel free to let us know what flavor you want us to make. I don't guarantee you it'll be good, but we'll try.
Absolutely. I love the sound of doing it, like the thought of doing that. It's awesome. So yeah, I was right. Was not sure what a 6-tail keg is though.
6-tail?
How large would that be?
6-gallon tank? I don't know if they make. I don't think they make 6.
I think Richard and Ben have 20-liter kegs in theirs.
They do 10, 30, and 60. Is generally
so they do 10s mostly with their stuff, and I think Richard's set up. He can do 8 10s in his kegerator or keezer. So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Holy man, time is flying tonight.
Wow, it's been amazing. We've been having a lot of fun with you guys. Jeez. I love the interaction. You guys are awesome for posting your comments, and if you're new out there, just throw a comment on there. No one's mean on this chat that we do.
How can you be mean when you're talking about beer?
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
I'm enjoying my time. I'm having a beer as we speak, and I'll say, look at Ray. It brings joy to his life. You should see his family.
Oh,
this definitely brings joy to his life.
Speaking of which, thanks, Soph. You're swell, kid. Love you. I think she's talking about you, Paul.
I don't know how, because I don't know how she would confirm that. I don't know. I just don't know.
I think she's got smell-o-vision. She's got one of those fancy gaming computer setups. So,
do you remember smell-o-vision in the 80s with a little card that you had to scratch when the number came up on the? Oh, that's what that smells like.
Yeah.
Why does this keep smelling like my asshole?
Yeesh. I don't like the sound of that. So,
nope.
Before I forget, if you haven't yet, make sure you jump over to our YouTube channel and subscribe. You can find us at youtube.com/the Alconauts. That's what the channel looks like. You will know that you're in the right place if you see this. We're not in this for the glory of it. We're in this for the fun. You'll notice that we've only got a few hundred subscribers there. It's fine. We don't mind. We do this because we enjoy it, and we love interacting with all the cool people that we've been meeting through this.
Every time you subscribe, it adds half an hour to Ray's life.
Ooh, I'm going to live forever.
I don't know if you've seen our subscriber level right now. In fact, I'm kind of thinking you're due any day.
Dude.
Help them. Just help them.
So yeah, I'm with you, Alan. I Taste-O-Vision. But I want the option to turn it on and off like captions them.
I'll tell you what, if the popsicles come out, we're gonna buy popsicles for everybody. We're gonna try this out. Everybody who's on, we're gonna try this out. And once again, like I said, if you guys want us to give away our shirt of the month next trivia, let us know in the comments. We need to see some support. So I don't care if you have to find people that you know and just comment in. And if you're just watching this and you're not live with us, feel free to comment. We do get the comments in there. I think they're nice shirts.
Yeah,
they're pretty nifty.
Yeah, I like the black. I think they were available in a light blue, a light gray, a pink.
That girl to the right, she seems a little confused, but that guy in the middle, he's happy. He's happy. He's happy he's got the shirt. He is so happy he has the shirt.
Yes, absolutely. She's kind of indifferent. She's like, I'm here.
Like, she got paid. Like, she said, well, I thought there was going to be Subway for catering. Like, it wasn't Subway. It was Mr. Submarine. If you guys don't know what Mr. Submarine is, you have to be Canadian for that.
Exactly. So it appears that Dave is checking out. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Great to see you always.
Guys, you guys are awesome for joining us. Yeah, I appreciate you guys joining us. And honestly, we always look forward to Wednesday. We love doing the trivia with you guys. We love talking to you guys, and we love seeing the comments as we're talking. So keep it up. And honestly, next week, shirt or no shirt? It's up to you guys. That depends on the amount of comments we get.
Well, we've had a couple, so we've got a yes there. Yeah, there was some back here too somewhere. There was a yes. There was a yes. So a couple more yeses, and I think we'll be all over that.
Yeah, I think so. And I think we're gonna wrap up our time. And if you guys have like any ideas of what we should be talking about, like what kind of different beers or what kind of beer news, or just let us know what you want us to talk about. We'll help you guys out. We'll throw it in there. And don't forget, beer trivia. The points don't matter, but they do.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us this week. That is the end of our live episode 6. So send us some suggestions. Maybe we'll see you for episode 7, and we'll be giving away a shirt.
Maybe.
All right, everybody. Thanks again. Cheers.
See ya.